Good morning and welcome to today's webinar, a new topic for our series, the state of today's real estate market, presented by Ms. Karen Lawlor and Ms. Donna Weaver, Realtors and Seniors Real Estate Specialists with the Wendy Slaughter Team at Elevate Real Estate Brokerage. My name is Jeff Stauffer, Community Relations Director with Elville and Associates, and I'll be your moderator and host for today's event. So how this will work today, if you're new to our webinars, if you are, welcome, we're glad you're here. And if you're a returning attendee, welcome back. We encourage your general questions, so please note them in the questions panel on your screen, and we will take time throughout the presentation to address them. For our professionals on today's webinar, welcome as well. You may receive one continuing education hour for attending today. And per my attendance records requirements, if I don't have it on file already, please email me your ID number as soon as possible so I can submit your CE hours for approval. Everyone will also receive a post-webinar feedback email right after the presentation, and we ask that you please take just a moment or two to fill out this very simple survey to offer us your feedback about the presentation, and we read and value every comment that you have for us. Here at Elville & Associates, we work through planning and elder law techniques with families and their loved ones with the ideals of client education, collaboration, and compassion in mind. We're always available for consultations to discuss your family's needs. I look forward to being a resource to you in any way. So I have the true pleasure of introducing and welcoming today's presenters. I'd like to offer them a proper brief introduction. Presenting will be Ms. Donna Weaver, a realtor and seniors real estate specialist serving both her clients and her community. Donna always goes above and beyond in everything she does. Whether she is carefully guiding her clients through each step of the buying or selling process, or volunteering to help make a positive impact in the community, you can always count on her to put you and your best interests first. As she says, I truly love being a realtor, but it's not just what I do, it's who I am. Also presenting is Ms. Karen Lawlor, who is also a realtor and seniors real estate specialist. She has worked with top regional and national home builders, as well as premier realtors throughout Maryland to stage thousands of homes for sale. She has been chosen to design spec/model homes for new construction sales. Karen keeps current on education and interior design to evolve with the changing trends and top selling features. So Don and Karen, thank you for being here today. You're very busy and in high demand, so we appreciate your time and thank you for all that you do for the community that you serve. And I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure.
And thanks to everyone who has returned. We've done a few of these presentations for Elville, and to all of the new people who have joined us today. Again, just a little bit about Donna and I. We're senior real estate specialists with the Wendy Slaughter Team. And Donna, you want to talk a little bit more about what that means?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So just to let you know, I mean, the senior real estate specialist is a designation for those realtors who want to be able to meet the special needs of maturing Americans when selling, buying, relocating, or refinancing residential or investment properties.
All right, so here's today's agenda.
Yeah. Just a market overview. We want to give you an understanding of the local and national statistics, what our current inventory looks like, and home prices.
And then we're going to get into how real estate has changed, pricing strategies if you're listing your home. And we always get asked what kind of updates we need to do to our home prior to selling. So we're going to go through some of those, and that kind of launches into explaining what our platinum program is, and we'll talk about that later in our presentation. So to get into the market overview, Donna.
Yeah, basically, you know, we know home sale prices have gone up substantially in 2022, and they're continuing to rise in 2023 that we can see now, but the sales overall are down and our months of inventory is down, which makes this very much a seller's market. We're not in a balanced market at all. If we were, then our months of inventory would be about three months. And I think I had an example I was telling Karen I just put a listing on the market today, and about a month and a half ago when we listed the property, there were maybe, I would say, 3 to 5 listings in a 2-mile radius of the home that were even within the the price of the list price is 800, but I looked between 750 and 850. So there were maybe about 3 to 5 properties within a 2-mile radius. I did that same search today, and there are actually 23 properties now, and 10 of those are coming soon. So we are seeing a little bit of a rise in listings, and it's probably due, quite frankly, to this spring market. But you know, inventory is still down.
And then just to give you an idea here, the active listings in Central Maryland. So this chart goes from last year at this time, April of 2022, currently to now. So you can see how it's just like diving down. We had 14,000 and then we're what, like 7,000. So that's about half. And that just shows you how low the inventory is right now.
And again,
go ahead, Donna.
yeah, just, I mean, I think this is proving that, you know, the sales are down. And, you know, a lot of this has to do, in my opinion, with the interest rates being low when they were at 3% and below, and people were refinancing, and basically, you know, it's hard to make a move when you have such a great mortgage payment now.
Correct.
When you go to buy, the rates are a little bit higher, so you don't get as much for your money. So this kind of just proves that.
And the average sales price in Central Maryland. So this is showing that, sorry, let me put my glasses on for 1 second. This is January 2018. Okay, so this is following several years here. And the average sales price is going up so much because of the low inventory. You guys may have been hearing that each listing is receiving multiple offers and people are outbidding each other, and it's gotten a little bit crazy. And so that's been driving the prices up, and the all the data and everything has been going up from there. And this is a good chart to show how much sellers have been getting over their list price. So you can see those huge giant spikes, which is just an insane market. 30 offers, buyers waiving all kinds of crazy things, inspections. So I think it's calmed down a little bit as it's leveled out right here in the past recent months. Would you say, Donna?
Yeah, I mean, you know, to me, it's so dependent upon the home itself, the condition of the home, the location of the home, what kind of amenities or improvements you've made to your home. So, you know, that's going to also help determine, you know, where the price goes.
Correct. And we're going to talk about all that in this presentation as well.
So these are, again, just, you know, statistics and slides that are proving this. You know, this comes from our Maryland Realtors, and it's showing again that the, you know, average number of units are down, settled in 2023 versus 2022, and that the average sales price is up and the median price is also up. So again, just statistics that we're pulling from Maryland Realtors website.
Yep. Due to the competition in the market. And this is showing last year, the pending sales. They're a little bit less right now, again, because of the low inventory, which you can see on the middle section. And then, as Donna was saying before, the months of inventory, you know, in 2023 should be about 3, and it's 1.1. So we're all doing the best we can for our buyers to get them houses and get them under contract, but it's a challenge right now. And the interest rates, the roller coaster here, you know, Look how low they were in January, which we were just talking about with Jeff before we got on the call here, when they were down, 2-3%. Even vacation homes, they were still giving under 3% for vacation homes, which is so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I think like right now, Donna and I were talking, we think that they're hovering right under 6 at the moment. So it's gone down a little bit, which also jolts the market for buyers. So when they went up back in the fall, I'd say like November, December, January, we saw a little bit of a lull when the interest rates were high, and then they went down a little bit, and we're seeing some more activity. That combined with the spring market.
So I think, Karen, you just stated what it means, for buyers and what it means for sellers. And, for buyers, it's a little more difficult. You have to set expectations because of the indicators and what we're seeing in the market right now. For sellers, they really do have an upper hand, but it's still very important to understand how to price your home right in this market, even though it is a seller's market. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. All right, and how real estate has changed. So a lot of you may have used DocuSign or different applications like that. Back in the day, we would have to, sign everything by hand. I mean, Donna and I have been realtors for close to 20 years now, 20 years now. So we both remember before all the digital signing. And now you could even open up your phone and sign a whole contract that way. So that has changed. Buyers are starting their home search online, which that's part of what we mean about the importance for sellers to prepare their homes properly, staging it, professional photography, because if they don't do that, they're not going to get all the eyes on their listing, which means they're not going to get all the people to come out to their house for showings. And that's going to result in how many offers they receive. And obviously, as we know, the more offers you receive, the more competition that you build for your home, you're going to end up with more money. So we'll talk about our virtual staging, virtual showing options for buyers. Since COVID, there have been applications where they're offering tours online, so you can just kind of virtually tour a home. A lot of people had to do that during COVID and put offers on houses without seeing it. It's still an option if that's something that you want to do, or you can't get out to the house quick enough. You can at least get a good look at it.
Yeah, and the virtual staging came about. I think it became much more popular during COVID as well, because people didn't, they didn't want people touching their stuff, first of all, but virtual staging is beautiful now. I mean, it's come a long way. When I first got into the market about 13 years ago, I remember virtual staging looked very fake. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, many people can't tell the difference between, virtual staging and a real live furniture. So it'll be interesting. We have some photos to show you.
That's my favorite part of this presentation, which will.
And then coming soon status, that's a new status that has come the last couple of years, which basically, in my opinion, I call it like, it gives you an opportunity to get ready. You have 21 days before you go live, and no one can come into your home, but you can let the market know that your property is going to come on market. And it creates a buzz and it creates more marketing. So it's an opportunity for some to take advantage of that status.
And the crazy thing is houses are getting sold in that coming soon status without anyone even walking through the door. That's how crazy this market is. And here are some photos of the virtual staging. Oh, my dog's about to bark. Sorry. You can hear the growling. So, sorry. The photo up above, they had just put new flooring and paint in, and down below, this is all digital. It's amazing. You can't even tell. So, as people are searching through online and they're going through pictures to decide which home that they're going to go tour, The bottom one looks very warm and welcoming. It also gives them an idea of how they can lay out their furniture. So it's very helpful.
And I just want to say one thing. So when we post these photos with virtual staging, we let the consumers know that it's virtual staging. We're not trying to hide it, but this gives them an idea of what they can do in the room.
Right.
And it, of course, looks beautiful.
Right. So this is a bedroom, and we'll post the before and the after, because how many photos do we post? Like 40 some photos, so that they all get posted in the listing. And then this one just shows you, we talked about staging and photography, and this one just shows you the exterior of this listing on the left. That was just taken with an iPhone. And the one on the right, you can see the details of the home, and you can see the nice stone, and just again, the color of the siding even looks different, and it's just photography. So it's amazing what proper staging and photography will do for your listing.
Yeah, this is critical, of course, even in the market that we're in for sellers. When you decide to put your home up for sale, you really need to start working together to determine the market value of your property. And it's important to know, because if you price your home too high above its market value, you may not get any offers. But alternatively, if you price your home too low, it may get, you may get an offer quickly, it may get snapped up quickly, but you may leave money on the table. So we really try to help you determine market value. We look at a variety of factors, such as the desirability of the neighborhood, the features of your home, how well it's been maintained, renovations, other improvements that you've made, and of course, location. We also review what similar homes have sold in your area recently, which is perhaps one of the strongest indicators of the current market value. So, once we do know the market value of your home, we can make an informed decision as to how to price it so that we will attract the right type of buyers and the best possible price.
And that's what Donna was talking about in her example earlier. When she met with her sellers and she was getting ready to prepare the home to put on the market, she looked at all the data. She looked at how many other houses were on the market in that price range to give them, an idea of how they should strategize and price their home. And then, like she said, she just looked at it again today when it went on the market, or right before it went on the market, because there's a possibility that she could have said, hey, since I talked to you a month ago, 3 more homes have sold and these are the prices, and maybe we reevaluate that right before we list it. So we're constantly checking your listing and what's going on in your neighborhood, because things are settling quickly, and they're settling over. You saw that chart earlier that some of these listings are selling way over list price, which could be a great thing for you by the time you come to list your house. So it's very important. It's very strategic, and we make sure that we keep you up to date on all that data.
And we kind of talked a little bit about that, about if you do make this mistake, how your property can sit longer on market. You may have to make a price reduction. You may not get any offers. So you certainly don't want to be in this place. Coming out and determining the best value for your home and where to list it is really critical, even in this market.
Right. When you first go to list your home, that's when you're going to get the most amount of showings in that first week. So if you're listed higher than you should be, as buyers are creating their list of which homes they want to go see, and then if your listing seems out of whack, these are all pre-qualified buyers that are just going to go purchase something else. They're now out of the market because they've already purchased something, and you don't want to miss out on any of them. So it is critical that we analyze all the data carefully, and we come to a smart decision on what your list price would be. And everyone has a different strategy, you know, even if you wanted to price it, you know, slightly under the market value so you could collect more offers, you know, that's another choice. So it just depends, you know, what feels right in your situation.
And I think that's great information, Karen. I just want to say, you know, you're in control. The seller's in control. You know, we bring you all the data, we bring you all the information, and then it's, you know, ultimately, you know, we're going to advise, but it's ultimately up to you.
Mm-hmm. And as we were talking earlier about what do we need to update our home? So, you know, obviously, if a buyer is looking at these two pictures, this is the same house that they, so they did a little, you know, update on the kitchen. So if you're a buyer looking at, am I going to go see this, the picture above or the picture below that kitchen, I guarantee you the after photo is going to have buyers lined up at the door than the first one, because it's just going to, you know, there's a lot of things with that. So the before picture, you look at that and you're thinking, okay, well, they haven't updated it in so long. What else haven't they updated? I bet the roof's old. I bet the major systems of the house are old. And that just, it just adds on and adds on to a whole list of things that the buyer's going to have to put into the house. So I don't think anyone would be running out to see that one. And this one, I love this picture. This is one of our listings that sold recently. Can't remember how many offers they got, but just all it is, it's amazing. This kitchen, we just painted the walls and painted the cabinets, and that's it. So, you know, it was just $3,500 to do all of that work, and it just looks like a whole brand new kitchen, you know? Floor is the same, stainless steel appliances. So some of these pictures we're going to show you, you know, for just a small change, it can make a big impact. And also, you know, to your wallet too, you know, your proceeds are going to be a lot larger just by making some of these little investments here, smart investments. And that's what we're going to help you with those decisions.
Yeah, this is just another example. In this case, this is actually physical staging, but it's hard to tell, but this living room was painted and the flooring was refinished and we added staging. So it just makes a huge difference in its presentation.
And this bathroom here, you can only see a little bit of corner of the tub, but the tub is the same, the shower is the same, the flooring tile is the same. It's just the vanity, lighting, and mirrors. And I'm sure that they did a fresh coat of paint on there, and it just looks like a whole new bathroom. So again, you know, this isn't a full-on major renovation. These are just small updates that are going to get you a huge return.
I always say a penny in, 2 pennies out. So you want to, you know, the whole idea is to maximize your return on investment on your asset. So the things that we recommend are those things. And I don't know if we've talked yet about like your major working systems, like your major systems like the roof, the HVAC, the hot water heater, your windows. When I take buyers out, those are the key components that they first want to know about, the age of those systems and if they're in good working condition. Then it's the cosmetic things, right? So you don't have to put in if your HVAC is old, it doesn't mean you need to replace it. It just means you should, if you're getting ready to sell it. It helps if you've done a cleaning on it, or you can just say, look, this is in great working condition. You don't have to replace it, but you want to know that it's a working system of the home.
Mm-hmm. And then earlier we mentioned our Platinum program. So what we offer is, you know, we have those pictures that we just looked at. We kind of have a one-stop shop to help you with all this stuff. In our office, we have 2 agents who also have renovation companies. They can come in, they've got all the contractors, so our sellers don't have to go find someone to put in new flooring. They don't have to find a painter. They don't have to find someone to anything from minor repairs all the way up to major renovations. We've got that covered for you. And also, we have partners that do decluttering and organizing, just junking stuff to get rid of stuff. We've got people to do that. One of our renovation companies has a pay at settlement option. So if you don't want to go into any of your investments and pull out $50,000 or whatever the case may be, you can pay it at settlement from your proceeds. And these are just an illustration of what I had just mentioned before about our Platinum program. We've got on the top, Rocky, and across from him, Maria. Those are two of the agents in our office that have the renovation companies. Alice and Stanton underneath, she's a geriatric care manager. So we have partners that also, just can help with whatever the needs of our clients may be. Whether you're deciding to age in place or something, and you say, okay, let me do the improvements on my house right now. I'm not quite ready to sell. Maybe I want to bring some help into the home and figure some things out. That's what Donna and I do. We spend a lot of time working our network and partnering with people. So any problem or challenge that our seller has, we have a recommendation. We have a resource for them. And the whole purpose of our program, like we said, is so you don't have to go find all these different individual people and companies. We're doing that so we can provide less stress for you and more happiness so you can move on to where you're going. And then this is towards the end of our presentation, just to tell you a little bit about ourselves. Our team is in the top 1% in the state of Maryland. Our average days on market are 10 compared to 30 in Central Maryland. And that's because of all the things that we talked about earlier with, we really work with the seller and take a lot of time to prepare the home before it goes on the market. And then we have some honorable mentions, some awards that we've won.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite statistic. And actually, I think it's rising. When we do a good job for our clients, they speak for us. And that's where we get our business, and that's where our referrals come from. So, I know we're extremely dedicated to making sure that our clients have the best possible outcome.
All right, and so now we just wanted to thank Elville for having us speak, and we are here to answer any questions that you may have. So if you've asked anything to Jeff, we're here to answer your questions.
Well, thank you very much, Donna and Karen. Lots of really valuable information there. So now would be your time to get your questions in to Donna and Karen. So go ahead and pose those to me in the questions panel on your screen. I'll say from personal experience, I've known Donna and Karen for a couple of years now through the firm, and I know 50 realtors through my work at Elville and Associates, and they're all very, very, very good. But when it came time for me to pursue the sale of my aunt's condominium through her estate, who unfortunately passed away a little while ago, I settled on having Donna and Karen to help me with that. And the process was seamless, easy from start to finish, always had my best interests in mind. I had no idea that what I was thinking going in would be a complex transaction could be so stress-free and painless. So yeah, it was great. So I just want to thank Karen and Donna, and very, very highly recommend Donna and Karen to help with anything that you might need. So, and thank you again for the 100th time for all you did to help me out.
Oh my God, you're welcome.
And so we do have our first question here. Can you talk about how contingencies affect buyers?
Great question.
Yeah. Do you want to take that, Karen, or do you want me to?
Sure. All right, so in today's market, a lot of buyers are putting in offers without any contingencies at all. So the first contingency that's going to hurt a buyer the most is having a home to sell. That's the biggest one that a seller is not going to want to see, because there's so many people out there that can put in an offer without that type of contingency, because that's an unknown. The seller doesn't know how long it's going to take you to list your home. So that's the biggest one that you want to avoid. And then buyers are getting very competitive with other contingencies. You know, buyers have been waiving home inspection contingencies. They've been waiving appraisal contingencies. So if I just had a buyer that we just settled yesterday on their home, and they were putting down so much money that they were, even though it was a conventional loan, it wasn't cash, but they were putting so much money down that they were able to waive the appraisal contingency, which is one of the reasons we got the home, is that, and then they also waived the home inspection contingency, and this one just so happened, you know, it presented itself in pristine condition, so it wasn't too terribly scary, and also my buyers weren't a first-time home buyer. So the fewer amount of contingencies that you can put forth in an offer as a buyer, the much stronger it's going to be. And in today's market, there's not much room for contingencies. Donna, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I can add a couple of things. You know, one of the things I know, Karen, you said it's the biggest contingency is having a home sale contingency. I think that depending on, you know, like some people think when a seller receives an offer, they're looking specifically and only at the price. But, you know, all of the contingencies within an offer matter. So if you come forward with a home sale contingency, and let's say everything is done, you know, you're just waiting to settle. That's a whole different type of home sale contingency than, I haven't even put my home on the market yet. And, you know, I have to get that ready. So, you know, sellers that I've represented have taken a home sale contingency based on the overall offer. If they're just waiting to settle on the property, everything else is complete, they've got it clear to close, they're just waiting to settle for the settlement date.
So just to reiterate, a home sale contingency is different and separate from a home settlement contingency. A home settlement contingency means the house is already under contract. That's completely different than a home sale contingency where your house is just active on the market and the seller has no idea.
So it depends on the stage that you're in. You know, if you know, maybe you're under contract, but an inspection hasn't been done yet, your buyer hasn't had an opportunity to review, maybe if there's a homeowner association documents. So there are different stages of a home sale, and you want to be careful. You know, I think as a buyer, you have to be prepared in this market, depending on the house, to really get ready to compete. And it's all about your level of comfort. You know, how many contingencies would you feel comfortable removing? There's other ways to do an inspection. I mean, you could do a pre-inspection. Maybe if the listing agent would allow you to, we could do like a walk and talk when we go to see the house and bring an inspector along with us, so that they can not necessarily climb on the roof or, you know, do some, you know, look behind the walls with some radar guns or something, but give you a pretty good idea of the condition of the house and the property so that you feel like you're taking less of a risk. But it's always about your comfort and your level of risk that you're willing to take if you decide to remove an inspection contingency. What else can I add to that? You know, as far as appraisals, we know a lender only lends on the appraised value of the home. The more you have to put down, the better. The quality of your lender really matters to a seller. I always vet those offers with the lender to make sure that they're, I mean, as best I can, and that the risk you take to accept that offer is a good one. But buyers definitely have to beware right now. I mean, it's difficult to waive an inspection. This is a big purchase. So I don't recommend it, but if in fact it's the home that you want and, somebody's been living there and those systems have to be in working condition, there are some things that you can do to protect yourself, but it is definitely higher risk when you're waiving an inspection.
Can I ask, did we answer your question, or was there anything specific that we didn't answer?
Yeah, so Cynthia, if you'd like to chime in with any further thoughts you might have, please do. But thanks for those thoughts there. I do have a few more questions here. I'm going to ask you to get your crystal ball out here. And what are your thoughts for the housing market over the next 2 years?
Mm-hmm. Well, so the low inventory has been around for honestly as long as I can remember. I think like when the market turned, so I've been selling real estate, well, I've been in it since 2004, when everything crashed in 2008, when things were starting to come out of it. I would say I can remember for the past 10 plus years, the challenge with the low inventory. So I don't think that's changing. I really don't. I think that the only thing that's really going to be changing, in my opinion, are interest rates, and I have no idea where that's going. But I don't see inventory changing.
So I personally think that within this year, I don't think things are going to change much. But as interest rates come down, I think we'll see a little bit more inventory, because those sellers that refinance during the 3% and below, I mean, it's hard for them to make a move when they've got such a great mortgage payment, but there's still a ton of people coming in and out of this area. I mean, the baby boomers. I mean, we have a lot of people, I think, that are going to want to downsize or right size and move. So in the next 2 years, I'm pretty optimistic about inventory starting to come up and getting back to a more balanced market.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, before putting out a coming to market sign, do you come in and assess house and recommend changes needed before starting the sales process, even if it may take 6 months to get the house ready?
Absolutely.
We do it, I mean, years ahead of time. We'll help clients.
Okay.
So it's never too soon to, start making those improvements and changes, even if you don't have any immediate plan to sell, because then you're in that much better shape when it comes down to it, and it's not a rush to get everything done. So.
And you can enjoy it a little more too.
Exactly.
Before you sell.
Next question is, do you offer your services in the Washington, D.C. area?
Yep, absolutely, all over Maryland.
I'm licensed in the state of Maryland, but if they're looking in DC or Virginia, the surrounding metro, we do have referral partners.
Yep.
Okay. What advice do you have for buyers who are looking at foreclosure homes?
Well, I think you need to dig into the disclosures of a foreclosure, and you need to be educated about how foreclosures work. You're really, typically working with a bank. It's an investment property, typically. If you're a buyer and you're looking at a foreclosure and you're planning to make improvements, I think an inspection is critical on these homes. And you have to really understand what you're getting yourself into.
Okay. Next question is, hi there. Most real estate websites provide value estimates. Generally speaking, are those estimates fairly indicative or biased to the upside/downside? How do they usually compare to your valuation once you go through the more detailed evaluation?
You want to take that, Karen, or you want me to?
Yeah, the problem with the Zestimates is that it's just a formula, you know, that they're just a computer is generating from the last sales, and so it's really not accurate at all. You've got to have a educated licensed realtor come out and assess the home, because you know, the Zestimate has not been inside your home to see what improvements you may or may not have made. Your lot, your location, your school district, all of those things, they have no idea about. So you really need to have somebody come in and evaluate all of this for you. So we don't, as agents, honestly, we don't really pay much attention to it.
I mean, they even say on their website that there's a, I don't know, what do they say?
Only. It says for marketing
Yeah.
purposes only. Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, Zillow or whatever, some of these sites can get close sometimes, but I think it's important to really have somebody who understands the market. We pay for, you know, up-to-date information with our multiple listing service. You know, we run comparables, we look inside at the condition of the property. So there are, like Karen said, you know, condition, amenities, improvements, all of that matters.
Okay. Next question, somewhat specific, but let's see if you have any thoughts on this. Do you recommend that I sell or rent? I owe a little under $300,000 on my mortgage. The last 2 houses in my community sold for over $1 million. I'm a recent widower with no debt other than the mortgage. I'm trying to decide whether to stay or sell, then buy or rent. Any sage advice?
I have some sage advice. Determine your lifestyle. What do you like to do? Are you a traveler? Do you want to just pick up and go and not have worry about anything at all, maintenance wise? Do you have, you know, retirement and savings so that you know, just paying rent won't have an impact on your life moving forward? And maybe you just want to take a break and see what it's like to rent. If you have the ability to do that and your lifestyle works, you know, for you. I mean, some people want to be in a 55 and better active community so that they can meet other people and they can have scheduled events. And some people want to get another single family home that's on a 1-level living because they don't want stairs. And they like to garden, so they want a little bit more yard. So I think it's very important to look at your lifestyle moving forward. You know, do you still have family around you? Are you going to entertain? Do you need space for them? You know, where do you want to go in the next phase of your life? I think that really is going to make you consider what you want to do, whether you want to rent, move to an active, you know, 55 or better community, etc.
Yep. Well said, Donna.
Yes, thank you. And looks like last question for now. How long does it take to deal with a moderate mold issue? Do you have someone who can do a pre-inspection?
Yep.
Yep.
We have people that can do that. We have people, mold remediators, that can come in and take care of your problem like right away. So it's not a big issue. Anything can be remediated and fixed.
Okay. And one more that just came in. If minor updates in a home are needed, what are the critical areas to ensure are updated prior to placing a home on the market?
So I would say if you have any water issues, if you have any mold issues, you want to make sure that your HVAC, your hot water heater, your roof is in, you know, working condition. Your windows are working. You know, those are the major systems that run your home. So that's what I think. Karen, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, upon entrance to the home, you want to make sure that there's no wood rot around the door frames or anything like that, because that first impression, you know, that's a big deal. So you want everything to just be clean and fresh and repaired. Everything, you know, the landscaping looks neat. You don't want any like big trees like hiding the house. So you just kind of want to have that all cleared out. I mean, we can talk forever about that. So if you want to talk to us more, if you have specific, just hit us up and we can talk about that more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
So,
I was just, okay.
yeah, go ahead, Donna. Go,
Good.
please.
No, I was just going to say, there are so many like little cosmetic items that can be done that don't cost a lot, that can really help improve the look of your home. People are looking for, they want to make sure that the home has been maintained, that there's no, deferred maintenance, that systems are in good working condition. They want it, Karen and I always say the same, it's like the paint and the flooring is a big thing.
Right.
Fresh, clean, decluttered paint and flooring are pretty much number one.
And I just wanted to also just throw in there that if you have no idea what kind of flooring you should replace or what color paint, please ask us, because we would love to help you with those selections, just to make sure you are choosing something that most of the buyers out there are looking for and not something that they're not.
Great.
Color trends. We know color trends. We know what buyers like. And what I tell my sellers is usually when I'm picking something out, I don't say, oh, what do you think about this? Because it doesn't matter what they think about it, because my job is to sell their house quickly and get the most money for them. And then this is, what's going to do it for them. So if you have any questions and you just don't know, you're overwhelmed, you don't want to think about it, we can help you with those decisions.
It's sometimes very hard to separate once you make the decision to sell. A lot of people who've been in their homes, especially for 20 or more years, it's very difficult. It's very emotional, and what you're doing is basically making the house a product. It's now becoming a product for the mass consumers, and it's no longer your personal style or touches that matter most. So I think it's sometimes hard to do that, but that's where Karen and I can come in and try to help you through, take you through each step.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much for the great information and resources and so much great education today, which is what we are looking for here on our webinar series. So any final questions, please get them in right now. So I'll send out a follow-up message later with today's video. Any resources that I have, I'll send your way, along with Donna and Karen's contact information, which I'll spell out very specifically for you. They certainly want to be a resource to you in any way. Just answer any questions. There you go. They're certainly happy to help. As far as our webinar series, briefly, tomorrow we have Stephen Elville talking about estate planning and elder law essentials. That's at 10 o'clock. Next Wednesday, understanding the uses and purposes of irrevocable trusts at 10 o'clock on Wednesday, again with Steve. And then we're going to take a little break. We've done 4 webinars this week, so we're going to take a little break from our webinar series. We've got a lot of private presentations in person, which is great to see. But then on May 16th, we're going to be coming back with a new topic, understanding hospice, learn the facts and its many benefits. So we have Carlos Gravaran, who is the executive director of Frederick Health Hospice, coming in. He's a wonderful man. Think about what you think hospice is, and then take away all those preconceived notions, and I think you're going to learn a lot about what a hospice entails and a lot of the benefits to it that a lot of us don't know about. So that should be interesting. So it looks like we don't have any further questions today. Donna and Karen, thank you so much for your time, and we'll do it again.
Thank you.
We'll do it again, I promise.
So much.
And
Great,
thank you to everybody for, thanks to everybody for being here on the Elville webinar series, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.